this example in the video series, I would like to present the data and product chart showroom of the Urban project. Then I will go through the applications available that are related to the Sustainable Development Goals, mainly 11.3.1, and to discrimination between urban and rural. So first, I will go to the Urban tab portal homepage. I believe that you've already seen it before. I'm already logged in as Chris Kret, which is one of my alter egos. So first you will go to the data product and showroom. This area is distinguished in three parts. Let's say teams. One of the teams is settlement, another one is people, and the third is environment. When you come to the product portfolio or data and product exploration, you will see multiple areas. On the left side, you can see first the tools that are available to work with map. Then there are layers that you can show in the map. And then there are different views and applications that are available via Urban tab platform. As we can see in the product portfolio, there are three applications prepared. It's environment, settlements, and people. Then in the middle, we can see the map itself. If we close the views, we would even get better view on it. And then on the right side, we can see some related charts to the information shown in the map. In the context of the Urban tab, there are multiple products that were generated. It's the GOOF 2012 in 12-meter resolution and 84-meter resolution, and settlements density, or so known as imperviousness, that was derived based on the GAF information. If you want to read more, there is information that explains how it was generated and what was taken. Then there is a for settlements footprint for year 2015. This is the one that we also see in the map that was derived from openly available imagery and in 30 meters resolution shows the information about settlements. Based on these products and also the nightlights that are based on the VIIRS data produced by NASA, we generated some of the statistical information related to the administrative boundaries provided by GADM project. In this case, we are working on the country level. You already see some of the derived information on the right side, for example, urban area in 2012 and 2015 for certain areas, or the chart showing the relationship between erratic affected area with light and the urban area. Also some information about non-urban area and tables that allows you to sort the information. Okay. So if you want to take a look at another layer, you can just add the layer directly into map. In some of the cases, there are information about how you get to download the layer. In this case, it's writing to the DLR that you want to download the layer or some piece of it. Later on, there will be a processor that will allow you to download part of the layer. If you are interested, there are some thematic layers. It's also known as a choroplets. It takes some time to load them as they are generated on the fly, but they are built on it's basically a statistical layer built on top of the administrative units taken from the GADMs. As you can see, they're already loading now, but it really takes a while. So this is the map showing the urban area in 2012 and the distribution in some specific type of map. If you want to use some of the information that you see here in some of the reports that you are working on, you can take the snapshots either of the charts or of the map and then directly download it. Download it, then you can use it in the report exactly the way you see it. So this is what you can find in the settlements portfolio and the functionalities that are related to what you can do with the information. Next topic that we have covered in the product portfolio is people topic. Here we basically integrated the information about the urban areas with the information about population coming from Great Population World and WordPop, and information about geotagged tweets coming from Twitter. So, and also some statistical information about people from World Bank and United Nations. I believe that from World Bank we have GDP, percentage of urban population, and from United Nations we take the health expenditure information. You can explore the information either in the forms of the chart of the site. As you can see here, there is a Vatican City that's very much of an outlier, and some countries where there are no information for GDP. So if we want to ignore them, we can just select the rest of the field and click on show only selected, which will remove them, and we will see the distribution of the areas that are actually relevant because they have information and the information are not really absolute outlier somewhere. If we already have only selected, we can still sort the information based on the table below, but we'll only take into account the selected areas. When we are in the selections, if we remove only selected and go back, it's possible to have like multiple categories of selections. Here, if I clear the selections altogether, I can say that, okay, these will be one category, these will be another category, and then we will say that the rest is the category of the standard. These are different types of outliers. Usually the rich countries that have very little tweets. Then show only selected will take into account all the colors, but you will see the distributions in different colors. So it might be relevant for you for some reports again as well. As for the data that we integrated to visualize the great population of Word from 2000 to 2015 and WordPop for 2015, and the tweets as a heat map of geotag tweets. It's still loading the selected areas. That's why it takes a while. Yes, now we can also see the geotag tweets as the blue and violet areas. From this information, we also derived for the administrative boundaries provided by GADEM information about the amount of tweets. You can see it in the charts on the right that I was focusing on, and the amount of population that you can see in the one of the table to sort the above charts. Of course, you can also show any of the information on as the croplet, and then take the screenshots for your reports. So these are the default products that are generated or integrated from UN, World Bank, and from products that are generated in context of youth tap urban for the people. And the last one is environment. Here we are basically displaying the information about land use land cover and time scan layers generated in the context of urban tap. It's possible to process on-demand areas for the land scan from Sentinel-2, so for the newer years. For the previous years, we already produced a time scan layer every 5 years based on the Lancet information, and these are different visualization. On top of that, we also provided visualization of the land cover CCI from ESA for years from 1992 to 2015, which might be relevant for some cases. And we integrate material footprint per capita based on the information from United Nations. So these are another type of products that you can play with. If you want to take a look at them in a bit different way that's prepared by us, of course, you can select the layers that you're interested in. You can add different types of charts that will contain a different attributes, different information available here. Are the same with the thematic layers or choroplets, but I've prepared already the most of the layers that you might need in your exploration. So this was an example where we went through the product portfolio that was generated in the context of the TERP Urban. Next step is in the Sustainable Development Goals community. Here you can see Sustainable Development Goals. Either you are already joined, or if you are not, as if I left the community, which is for sure possible, you can find under all Sustainable Development. This should be enough. And you can see Sustainable Development Goals. It's a public community, and as such, you can join directly. You don't have to get an approval. Here in this community, you can see certain community applications that might be relevant. And I promised that I will be talking about two of them. One of them is urban and rural discrimination, and the other one is 11.3.1 Sustainable Development Goals. So first, the Sustainable Development Goals. Based on the preliminary product WSF evolution, World Settlement Footprint Evolution, we have estimated the amount of urban area in different countries. WSF evolution is basically a product that was generated by DLR that shows footprints of the settlements and their changes yearly from 1985 to 2015. Here we can see the example selected for countries. In this case is Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam. Here we can see the urban area changed based on the baseline, which is 1985. It is possible to add another chart that will show the same information for population change. So basically we can see information about urban area change and below information about population change. And based on this information, we can prepare two different charts that show the relationships between these indicators. One of them is scatter chart, where if we show the population change and urban area change, we will see for all the countries how they fare. This is, for example, Cambodia and how it fared in 1985, 1995, 2005, and 2015. 2015 is yellow, green is 2005, 1995 is red, and 1985 is blue. So here you see basically what is the relation for specific country, for specific years, and how the countries looked in each year. What I myself considered more interesting is if you have a column chart that takes urban area change and normalize it to population change. So basically, you have a divided indicator that divides the urban area change to population change. So in this case, we can see how the urban area change compared to the population change. We can see that for Cambodia, the urban area changed compared to the population change basically approximately 3 times as fast as would be for zero. So in all the cases, we can see that urban area changed far more than the population. So the urban sprawl was quite relevant, and we see how much actually they changed. So these are the examples and indicators that you can derive based on the information and then, of course, take away from your report. So this is for the sustainable development goals. You can create your own charts, of course. Also, if you are not interested in all the years, you can just remove some of the maps and they'll be reflected in the charts on the site as well. So, for example, you can have only the total change between 1985 and 2015. As you can see, it'll work out. So, next and last thing I would like to show is again in the Sustainable Development Goals community, which we are already part of. And as I was working in Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam, we can take a look at the urban and rural discrimination for Thailand. This is a simple application that is based on the global urban footprint, where we provided all the settlements as separate polygons, and thanks with the help of people from WordPop, we generated the information about the total population living in each settlement. So basically, it's some kind of a disaggregation of population data gathered at the administration level to settlement areas derived as polygons from the global urban footprint. So we've seen all the 143,000 settlements for the Thailand area. I will select, for example, area around Bangkok to focus on, and I will work with the different areas as the thresholds for different types of settlements. The first type of settlements will be rural settlement. We will select them in red, being generated, so it will take a while, not too long, but still a bit. Then I will select different color for, let's say, urban areas, which we will say that are areas that are between 1 kilometers and 10 kilometers. You can see that there are approximately 873 areas above 1 kilometer, and from these are 806 areas that are between 1 kilometer and 10 kilometers. Again, it will take a while to generate, but you can already see that some of the yellow patches are visible. And then we will take another color for the metropolitan areas. We will say that it's more than 10 square kilometers. And we can see that there are only 67 such areas in Thailand, and by selecting them, we will draw them on the map. So now we have actually some type of overview where we can see different categories of settlements based on the area. We can do this distinction based on any of the three indicators or attributes on the left side, total population to each an area. Or we can do it even on the combination of these indicators. So it might help you come up with different categories for different types of settlements, and on the fly see what areas will belong to which type of the settlements. Once you have some example that you are interested in and you like, you can again create snapshot and download it and then share it somewhere. If you want to understand a bit more about, for example, why nothing is in the left, we can use the fact that the map is actually 3D. You can partially move it down, and then you can use this top arrow to extrude the model, the digital elevation model behind, and see in more detail what is the structure of the terrain. Here it's very visible that the reason why no settlements are here is because there are some mountains around. Okay, so this is it. I've been through all the three examples that I wanted to go through, and as it seems that there are no questions, thanks you for joining us for the webinar. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us directly from the UrbanTab website or join us for the next webinar where there will be another question and answer section.